It was a great event. But again, and I thought by marrying Tracy, because I was really in love with her, and I still am in love with her. It's hard that I've lost her now, that I would be able to keep my gender issue under lock and key. I used to get jealous watching her put her makeup on. I used to get jealous watching her get dressed to go out. Used to wish it could be me, but I could never tell her that. And I would compensate that by drinking. I watched this guy of 15, 16 stone wither away to nearly under 10 stone. His mind was so alert, but his body just was giving up. And eventually, he called all of us together, the boys, and he said, do you know what? He said, I've got no quality of life. I can't live like this no more. He said, my time has come to go. And I actually wanted to tell my dad. I took my dad's hand and I said, Dad, I've got something to tell you. And I looked at him and he smiled and he went, you have achieved so much in your life. He said, considering you left school at 15 without anything. He said, I'm so proud of you. And I couldn't tell him. I said to him, Dad, I love you. And I walked out at my dad's house. I broke down and actually got drunk that day. The next morning I got a phone call when I was out walking my dog to tell me my father had died. And about a week later, I was at home and I was sitting in the kitchen. It was about 3 a.m. in the morning and I had a bottle of Baileys and I was just sitting there crying. And Tracy came down and she said to me, what's the matter? Is it your dad? And I went, no. I said, my dad's gone now. I said, it's a real relief to me. I don't have to pretend. And she said, what do you mean you don't have to pretend? She said, what's wrong with us? She said, you know, we don't sleep together no more. We don't talk a lot together no more. Is it me? I said, no, it's not you, Tracy. She said, are you gay then? And I went, no. She said, are you having an affair? I said, no, I'm not. She said, are you gay? I said, no, no, I'm not. She said, well, what is it? What is ripping our family apart? And I looked at her and I said, I don't know how to say this, but I'm like you. She said, and I could see in her eyes that like she just stopped. She said, what do you mean? I went, I was born in the wrong body. I said, I've always known I was a female, but I've tried to fight it all my life. So I closed my business. I closed Frank Maloney down. I closed all the boxing business down. I released everyone from their contracts and I started living. And I told my daughter Emma, because they all thought I was dying. Emma had a house in Maidstone at that time. And she said, Dad, why don't you come and live at the house? And she put her arms around me and she said, do you know what? I know nothing about transgender people or what you're going through. She said, but I know this much. I'd rather have my dad in a dress than in a wooden box. And them words have always stuck with me since that day. And as I said, she has been my rock through my whole journey. So I moved into her house at Maidstone. She eventually met Kellie, and I actually took her to, she wanted to meet more people, more trans people, and get to understand the community. And I really didn't mix much in the trans community, but I went to, I sort of knew what was going on and I followed it. So I went to an event at Bournemouth, which was quite funny. I think it was promoted by Trans Living. And we went there and Emma came with me. And there was the trans community, we're all shapes and sizes, we're all very different. All our journeys are very different and very individual to us. And I've had to change my whole life from being the arrogant Cockney guy that just wanted to be up the front all the time, to be someone there that is enjoying life. You know, I have a lot more time with my daughters. We spend a lot of time together. I do a lot of more charity work. I work with my support group to help other people on this journey. I do talks like this, hoping people will understand what we go through, and if you have a colleague at work, because the worst thing about this journey is to do it alone, not to have someone to talk to and to be ridiculed. You know.